Hey guys, I just want to apologize for not doing a video lately. A lot of people have been asking when I'm going to do one, and I've just been going through a tough time and I wasn't in the right spot to be doing the video. For those of you who don't know, I am 22 weeks pregnant with my second child. I am 18 years old. I am currently single and living by myself. And that has been very hard on me, and I have not been emotionally stable to do a video, but I am better now, and I'll explain how I got better and how I'm coping. And that's what this video is for, is to help people who feel alone or are going through the same situation or are just going through a hard time in life. And it could be, even if you're not going through a hard time, you just feel like there needs to be a change in your life. So I'm going to read something personal that I wrote. I usually write when I feel down or when I feel overwhelmed or something, but this is not one of those. It is something beautiful and something I'm proud of, and I'd like to share it with you guys. So if you have any questions, you can go ahead and comment and I will answer them. But here it goes. It's easy to give up, trust me, I know. Being a single pregnant teenage mother living on her own, already having one kid in heaven, is not something anyone wants to go through. But at least I'm not alone. I have God. Time and time again, people told me to find God and allow Him into my heart and soul. And I tried, but fooled myself into thinking I found Him to make myself feel better. After countless times of crying all day, including crying myself to sleep, I just couldn't take it anymore. I thought of hurting myself. I felt worthless, I felt lied to, and I didn't even know if I knew what love was. I thought of how much better I would feel if I just ended my life, but the little faith I did have wouldn't allow me to. I was being selfish. I had a life inside of me, and she doesn't deserve that. I cried and asked God to forgive me for not putting Him first, and not giving Him my heart, and not turning to Him in my time of need, because I did not trust Him to be there because no one else was. I told Him, you have my life, do with it what you will, and in that instant my tears stopped. My heartache stopped. I didn't feel alone. I felt at peace, something I'd never felt in my life. I took a shower and washed away everything. I jumped into bed and started reading the book of Psalms, and at that moment in time I knew all I needed was God. All I ever needed was God. He will never leave me or hurt me, and will never break a promise, and will cherish the love I have for Him. I would love to have back what I thought would one day be my family. I love the father of my children very much. He will forever hold a place in my heart. I know he is in the middle of finding himself as well right now, and has no intentions of hurting me. And the best thing for me to do is just pray for him and give him time. He is no longer my number one, God is. And my number two are my children. My daughter, who I will show that strength is the most beautiful thing a woman can have, and God is the most wonderful. My son, who may not be here, but is watching me every single day. And the last thing I want to do is show him that I'm hurt and in pain and in struggle. I want him to look down and say to all his friends in heaven, you see that strong, beautiful woman? She's an angel and she's my mommy. The third person would be the man that God chooses for me, whoever that may be, whether it is the one I planned it being or someone else. And if God chooses for me to be a single mother, I will not question it, because I trust Him and I am simply a passenger on the ride to where God is in control. I know it's hard to see yourself past the storm, but just know God's plans for you are greater than the ones you have for yourself. You must simply trust that no matter what obstacle you may be faced with in life, if you allow God to be in control, you will make it through. This goes for any situation, and even if you're not going through a hard time, there is never a wrong moment to give your life to God. So I just want to explain that a little bit. I teared when I talked about my son, not because I'm sad, but because I never in my life thought that I could sit here Sorry. I never thought that I could sit here and talk about my son without feeling heartache because he's not with me. And the only thing I feel right now is so blessed that I know my son is in a better place and I don't have to worry about him. And he's being taken care of by God. And he's waiting for me. And to know that it's a wonderful feeling. I would give anything to have my son here. I really would, and I'm sure any mother who has lost their child would say the same. But I have nothing in my power that I can do to bring him here except that he is gone, and I do. And that is the biggest thing I can do, is be at peace knowing my son is in heaven. And finding God did that to me. Finding God allowed me to be able to be at ease with anything that's going on in life right now. It helps me accept everything. Being single is something I hated, especially being single my last pregnancy and living alone and losing my son and then having to go through it again, which I'm going through right now. And if I would have found God last time, I would have been saved a lot of heartache. And I just want to thank the people that told me finding God would help. I know that in that moment of time I was ignoring you and it was going in one ear and out the other, but I never totally ignored you. I knew what you were saying, but I just felt so helpless, and I felt that that wasn't going to help. And I'm sorry. And I'm sorry to myself for not doing it sooner, because like I said, I would have been saved a lot of heartache. And for those people to care about me enough to try to tell me how I can help myself is beautiful. And I totally understand where they're coming from now, and I feel it, and I know that it's real. And that brings so much joy to me that I can sit in this empty house and eat dinner alone and go to sleep alone, watch a movie alone, and I don't feel alone. And I know I'm not alone. And I think that's wonderful, because depending on other people that are physically here is not okay. Trusting God is okay. Trusting God is the best thing anybody could ever do. And I mean that with my whole heart. And there's not 1 second today throughout my day that I have. Today has been the best day. And all I had was a doctor's appointment, and I came home, and that was it. But today's the first day of my new life. And I say my new life because I'm no longer living in the past. I'm no longer dealing with that heartache or dealing with that pain or dealing with feeling alone. I'm a new me, and this change is good. And I promise that you cannot go wrong finding God. That you cannot go wrong finding God. And I promise you that. And if you feel that finding God wasn't helping you enough or didn't put you at ease, then you did not find him. You may have thought you did, but you did not. Because countless times I psyched myself out saying, oh yes, I found God, but I really didn't, because I still felt pain. I still wanted my boyfriend here. I still wanted my son here. I still didn't want to be alone. But I know now that this is true and this is different, and this is finding God. And I have found God. And I am so blessed with my life. I am so in love with what is going on right now, even though it may not be the best thing, because I know that there's life beyond this. And to be able to say that is a big, big step for me, because I've been going through the toughest time, and I just feel so great, and I just want to share it with everyone, and I don't know how other than to tell them my experience, and that no matter what you are brought to, you can make it through. And just because it's raining right now does not mean the sun is never going to shine. And I just am so glad that I'm okay, because I don't know how much longer I could have taken the pain I was going through. But that's it for this video. Like I said, if you have questions, you can comment. You can follow my Instagram, which I will put in the description. I will also put what I wrote in the description. I know sometimes I see videos of what people say and I'd like to bookmark it or have it so I can just read it when I'm feeling down or something. And whether you may or may not want to do that, you'll have the option. So I hope I helped someone, at least someone, going through any situation right now. Like it, dislike it, share it, whatever you feel you need to do. But thank you guys for watching.